The Texas Chain Saw Massacre is the latest asymmetrical horror game from the people who brought us the Friday the 13th game a few years back, Gun Interactive and Sumo Digital. Instead of the traditional asymmetrical horror game, the Texas Chain Saw Massacre takes the genre to a 3 versus 4 format. 3 killers, otherwise known as the family, and 4 victims. Each of them having their own skill tree where players allocate points earned by playing that can open up a variety of perks to assign to their characters of choice. To kick off, players have the option of picking which side they'd like to play on as they jump right into the matchmaking. They also have the ability to squad up with friends or even join a private lobby for up to 7 people in a gaming session. The victims must use stealth and their cunning to perform a variety of tasks and to find their way out of the building. Finding lockpicks, open doors, or crafting small weapons to help fight back. If they're not careful, though, they might wake up Grandpa, who sits in his chair and moans, periodically activating a sonar for the family to help them track down their prey. The levels are well sized and dizzying in a weird way. Initially, you may think these level designs are confusing, and they are, but it's really to help even the playing field. As someone who typically plays as the family, it's extremely common, I found, to be chasing someone, take a hard left, or see them squeeze through a crack, and suddenly I've lost them. It's a little frustrating at times, but it's a real big component of the game, which really helps amplify the fun factor for, I think, everybody involved personally. Across my 30 plus hours of playing the game, I've played plenty of games on both the victim side as well as the family side. Personally, my preference is to play on the family side. For some reason, the bloodlust is just intoxicating. It's really rewarding when you've got a family that actually coordinates and communicates completely with one another in their attempt to wipe out the victims and win the game. Throughout all my hours of playing this game, I've managed to play it on Steam and Xbox Series X. I will have to say that this is a better initial effort over the Friday the 13th experience that we had a number of years ago. The game itself performs much better. The matchmaking, I didn't really have issues with matchmaking, but I do know that some people have been having some problems. On the PC, I did experience frame rate dips, which is a fairly common thing. I'm not sure if that's a problem with the game itself where I'm concerned, or if maybe my computer might be just a shade under the requirements to be able to keep it at the steady frame rate at a higher resolution. One other glitch that I did find to be rather irksome was if you're in a party with friends and you decide you want to go to game chat to be able to communicate with the other members that are not necessarily in your party. More often than not, your microphone just won't work. Or if it works partially for one person or 2 people in the party, but not the other, and that can add some extra frustration to the experience. But I do know that they're working hard on some updates right now, and the folks over at Gun have been really great about being open and upfront about what they're doing and what they're working on currently. So I really don't expect that these issues are going to be a long-term thing. If there's one thing I wish that they had in this game, it's proximity chat. And while I understand why they decided to take it out or not include it with this game, I think it would have added an extra level of, not complexity, but an extra level of tension. Because one of my favorite things about Friday the 13th was that proximity chat. And I had some of my best games ever playing multiplayer games in that one because of the proximity chat. It just made it more exciting and more real when you saw Jason coming, or you could hear his voice getting closer and closer as you hold your breath, hoping that he doesn't hear you and is able to pinpoint where you're hiding. I think that would have been a really cool element to this game. I doubt they're going to be adding it any time in the future, but it is definitely something I wish they could have had. The matchmaking side of things, every game has to have Leatherface because it's Texas Chain Saw Massacre. Leatherface, Bubba, whatever you want to call him, has to be there. It's his franchise. It's his series. So if you get into a matchmaking session and nobody wants to switch to Bubba, what will end up happening is the timer will eventually tick down and then the party will disband. But I do have concerns about when the inevitable player drop happens. We have a busy fall coming up with other games, and I'm a little worried that it's going to be harder to get matches going in the next couple of weeks. But I'm hopeful that the community is strong and continues to push the game forward. The Texas Chain Saw Massacre delivers an authentic and gritty recreation of the 1974 classic horror film that's sure to delight fans of the series and the horror genre. This is a must-play game for anybody who likes horror films, horror games, or just likes having fun. I strongly recommend you go out and pick this one up for yourself or for friends and just have a great time with it. The Texas Chain Saw Massacre is available now on Steam, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series, and Xbox One consoles. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content.